So my name is Sebastian and I work here as a project coordinator for the activist part of our job. So I'm supporting all different groups of activists by helping them to mobilize the resources within the organization, like the rooms we have, some funding we can give them to support some of the activities. And then I'm also coordinating some of our EU-funded projects. So we get funding from the EU or other sources, and I'm making sure that these projects are taken by the activists that can use the resources to do more activities, to have more impact, and making sure that then we report according to the project. We are here in a Café Mellemfolk, which is a part of an organization that's called Mellemfolkeligt Samvirke in Danish, which in English would mean something like the people together cooperating. And so it's an organization that has existed since after the Second World War. It was started to recreate ties between people in Europe by making them work together in volunteer camps. And here we are in a cafe in which we are supporting activists and volunteers to use this space to organize different political groups, such as food justice, climate justice, supporting queer people's rights, fighting for social economic justice, and all of this. So we a space, a community house for volunteers that manage a social economic project, a cafe, and also meet here to organize political activities together. So we mainly work and collaborate with our volunteers and activists. We have a cafe that is volunteer driven, and it's around 80 to 100 volunteers that work there, taking shift every day. We have 40 to 60 activists divided in different groups. So they are the main people we work with, that's the volunteers and activists, and we're here to support them. And then we also work with other grassroots organizations in Aarhus. We have our EU partners within our EU project. We try to work with the commune and with other stakeholders here and institutions. And I'm here talking about only our work in Aarhus because, of course, as a national organization, we have a lot of other partners, but I'm not going to mention them all here. I'm afraid we don't have an impact that is so amazing that we can say that we help improve the food system as a whole, but we're trying to do a few things here. One is having a cafe in which we are preparing plant-based food, and we are engaging volunteers and teaching them to cook and preparing this food and serving it to our customers. And that's one very concrete way that we are making like one option in Aarhus for people to eat more plant-based. And then we have our activist groups that are doing three things. One is supporting alternatives that exist here in Aarhus. So making working days with local farmers, trying to organize farmers market. In general, trying to support the already existing alternatives in Aarhus and make them thrive and make them better known. The second one is to try to identify in Denmark what are the legislative blocks for agroecological food system by talking to experts and then building campaign to try to change this legislation in Denmark. And the third aspect is to look at the food system as a global issue and try to raise awareness about how changing our legislation and the food system in Denmark is necessary, because the way that the global food system is built today has terrible impacts on workers and the environment in countries in the global south and all over the world generally. Yeah, I think my advice is to always try to, when you're working with engaging people to create change, always try to identify some really concrete hands-on activities, because it is so easy to stay in the abstract or in the theory of what are the issue and what are the solution. But I think it is very important to also get people to be on the street demonstrating, go work on a farm, try to set up a farmers market and to engage with these very concrete activities, because it gives people a sense of connection with what they're doing that is not only intellectual but is also practical.